being picky and knowing what you want in a girl. And I mean knowing in detail what you want. And I'm not talking about looks, okay? I'm not talking about I want a girl who looks like Angelina Jolie. Cool. Dope. But do you have a personality type in mind that you're looking for in a girl that you're unwilling to settle? Or even yet, maybe not even settle, but like obviously like you have little ticks in your head whenever the girl's like, is working down the line and she is not lining up with what you want, you slowly lose attraction for her. This is what's called, again, deep abundance, and it's actually how girls get attracted to guys. A girl will walk up to a guy if she finds that he's likely to be her type, but if the guy's weird, creepy, if the guy's pushy, if the guy has energy that she doesn't like, what happens? She loses attraction for the guy. And a lot of you guys don't do the same thing. A lot of you guys are just, she's hot, and then you guys backwards rationalize the fact of all these perfect traits about her, even though the traits that she has are you just perceiving this because she's attractive. How about we set down some hard rules, some hard guidelines? So I have a list of about, a little over 21 different points that I go through with girls that gauge how much I'm willing to truly invest in her. And I want to go through it with you guys today. I want to actually talk to you guys about this, because this is one of those big things that if you're being picky with the girl, she senses it and she'll actually step up to the plate. She'll actually treat you like an authentic person because you're looking to communicate with her as an authentic person, because you're a picky guy. And if she does win you over, how much more does she feel like how much more invested is she in you if she feels like she won you, as opposed to the other way around, that you earned her? I've seen it so many times where guys will coerce and try to convince the girl to date them. And among the most pathetic things I think I've ever seen personally, because every time a guy gets in a relationship with a girl like this, it's because the girl settled. There was some guy out there that she would prefer to date, and it wasn't this guy. And that's really sad. That's depressing, because when I think about it, I would never want a girl settling for me personally. I want to be her Brad Pitt. And so for those of you guys who are watching this, develop a system. I want to show you guys this, because I want you guys to be like, well, I like that, I like this. I want you guys to use my list to modify yours, to look at yourself and be like, okay, these are things that I can look for in a girl. All right, so let's get this started. Now, first and foremost, when I first start talking to a girl, I act decently non-judgmental because I want to get the honest answers out of her, and I want to know if I truly want the girl that's in front of me. And sometimes girls will lie to try to they'll bend the truth to try to become what you want, especially when they like you. So I act extremely non-judgmental, very adventurous, so I'll get the honest answers out of them. Now, if you're worried about coming across like you're a judgmental, like a type of guy that judges girls or is very picky with the women, it will come across in sub-communications. She'll pick it up without you even have to mention or use any lines, if this is truly who you are. So don't worry about having to verbalize the fact that you're being judgy or whatnot. It will come across if you actually are this kind of guy. So I also categorize girls based on the list. The top tier girl is like my main girl. The one below that is like a fuck buddy, a friend. The third down is a girl I'd have a one night stand with but never talk to again. And the last one is a girl that I'll talk to briefly, but I want nothing to do with. I don't even want her as a friend. Those kind of girls are a little bit different. I know when I talk to those girls really fast, I know that they're not my type, and I usually will just cut them off and make an excuse to walk away. Or even if I sense they're going to be like the kind of girl that's going to be not take that the right way, I will just I'll grab a phone number and I'll give them a fake number or whatnot, and I'll just walk away. Or I'll give them my phone number and then I'll just block them immediately, or I just never text them if they're the kind of girl that I know wouldn't be that way. So let's see. So the very first thing on the list is actually number 0 because it's kind of obvious. Do I find her physically attractive? Is she my type? But there's also this point too, does get moved if the girl is incredible in the other sections in this list. If a girl's attractive but not amazing, I would still move this meter because the girl's so incredible in other sections in comparison to her competition. So the first one is good in bed. Obviously, I want a girl that I can vibe with in bed and that I feel like we have chemistry there. I wouldn't want to date a girl if the sex wasn't amazing, because a lot of my life is around this, and I do have a very high sex drive. So for me, this is very important. Number 2 is can she be my best friend? Is she capable of being best friend material? If she is, hell yeah, that's another huge point for me. The next one is feminine. I don't want to date a masculine guy. Why? Because I want to be a masculine. I like being masculine. I like being in charge. I like being a leader. I don't want to be talked down to. I don't want to have that negative energy. I've dated girls in the past that were masculine, and it's just not my vibe. If it's yours, cool. For me, I want a girl that can melt into my arms and loves me and can call me daddy. I don't want it the other way around. Number 4, Not too crazy. Now, this one is like the one that's like kind of a little bit. So I used to have a 4 point system. This one on my 4 points was the one that was the most movable. It's so my 4 points was good in bed, best friend, and was she not crazy, and is she attractive? So the not crazy one, it depends. Like if the girl's not over the top crazy, which this takes about 3 to 6 months to find out how crazy somebody actually is, because people can put up an image for a certain period of time. Like there is a point where somebody can't be too crazy, where they can be too over the top. And when that happens down to it, if a girl's killer on all their points, which this is usually a funny thing, the girls that kill it on all their points usually are just too fucking crazy. And then that's where I gotta kind of even it out and figure out if that's something that I want personally. Now, the next one, number 5, is she into women? If she is, hell yeah, because I, again, have a high sex drive and I have the job that I do. If she likes women, then she can also enjoy this job with me and she doesn't have to be insecure. So that's something that I really like and something that I really want. It also means usually they're a lot more adventurous, and I like threesomes, to be fair. So number 6, positive and upbeat. I don't want somebody negative because that seeps into me and I'm too much like a sponge in the way that I interact with the world. I'm too empathetic and too, like, the people around me become who I am. And if I'm around somebody that's negative all the time, it will seep into me. So I cannot be around that. Number 7, empathetic and caring. I'm a very empathetic and caring person myself. And if I was around somebody that's callous and didn't do a lot of touching, or love language for me, I'm somebody I tell people when I like them, and I like physical touch. So if you guys don't know what your love language is, look it up. Mine is physical touch and words of affirmation. So I want a girl that lines up with that as well. So I want somebody that's caring, loving, shows me that they love me. Number 8, self-aware and no self-lying. This one's also really hard, especially for more attractive girls. It's like where they don't, like, I mean, they're self-aware enough to catch themselves self-lying, because everybody self-lies. It's just, do you know when you're self-lying? Do you know when you're lying to yourself? And when you do, can you change the course, or do you bury it up with more self-lying? I don't want a girl that's going to self-lie, because that's the kind of girl that can truly hurt you. That's a girl that can really mess you up. Number 9, likes and interests are those I would find ideal, align with mine, or aren't that of a girl that I don't want the interest of internet thought, or one who isn't friends with people simply for what they can gain. So somebody that's friends with people because they are good people and because she really wants to be friends with them, not just simply because she can get something out of them, some kind of gain. I hate that in a lot of women here in Vegas, specifically in LA. A lot of the girls out there will be friends with people because of what they can get out of them instead of just being truly friends with them. Number 10, no personality disorders that impede a healthy relationship. So lacking internal locus control, heavy narcissism, borderline personality disorder, BPD, bipolar, any of those kind of symptoms, any of those kind of diseases, they're terrible for relationships. And I know that. And I know that anybody with those kind of personality disorders they'll be incapable of having a truly positive relationship. And I know it's going to always go downhill eventually. So I catch on to those very fast, and I know the signs of those symptoms. So anytime I see that, I'm very quick to disengage or to lower somebody in my tier system of the way I date women. Let's see. Number 11, closed-minded. They're not open-minded. They're not open-minded to people's opinions and ideas. And in the second you try to address their opinions, they attack you instead of being open-minded and looking for more of a honest and authentic version of reality. They attach to their ideals too much. That bugs me. Like, especially with like the feminist movement. A lot of the girls in the feminist movement are not exactly the most open-minded. If I were to like talk about my political affiliations, about anything, and I disagreed with any of their points, it'd become an instant screaming match. And that's a girl I'd never fucking date. That's a girl that needs like to date like a complete wuss, or somebody that completely aligns with her ideals, which the guys that would align with her ideals, she would never want to date, to be fair. So she doesn't know what she wants. Does she have a negative cycle of dating? So does she have a history of saying that all of her exes did something, or that all of her exes are assholes, instead of like being like, you know what, I'm happy that they moved on, they had happy lives after me. Like that's a positive cycle of dating, where she broke it off and she still wants what's best for them, even though they're not with her anymore. Where she doesn't like, because what happens is if somebody has a negative cycle of dating, they're going to try to procreate the negative cycle again, and it's going to be with you this time. If they can't be the victim, if you were to clear out all the reasons for them being a victim, guess what? Now you're going to be the person that makes them the victim. You're going to be the problem. And I would never date a girl where I'm going to be turned into the problem, because she has to fulfill her narrative. Does she talk about her exes negatively, which actually is going back to the first point. So that's actually a combined issue right there. What are her values and drives in life? So what is her ultimate want in life? Like, what does she want? And I look at that and I say, is that something that I align with? Is that something that I can align my values with? Do I like her social circle, or are they all losers? If they're all losers, it's a big sign that she's also gonna be the same way, because people that are like each other hang out with so birds of a feather flock together. That's a bad sign. What is her profession? What does she do for a living? That's big too. Being a stripper versus being a therapeutical, like a PhD, way different in energy. So you got to really think that one through. Is she playing games in the dating process? Because she was hurt by past men, so now she tries to hold to a rigid structure of dating. And if I don't abide by them, she does she get upset? So she now wants me to be the gentleman and not be authentic. She wants me to play the whole dating game because she's afraid that I'm gonna sleep with her and never talk to her again, because she's blaming me for her past men's transgressions. And now she's trying to put me into a box. Now, anytime a girl tries to put me in a box where she gets mad because I didn't open the door for her, or she gets mad because I didn't jump to buy food for her, or to take her on a fancy date, or buy her flowers, to me, it's just instantaneously it's because of past trauma with men, and that's something I don't want to get caught up in, because the girl doesn't know what she actually wants. She's trying to get me to do this stuff. She doesn't know what she really wants, and she's gonna fuck the relationship up by trying to control the relationship. And I'm better at controlling, I'm better at managing relationships than she is by far, if she's looking at the relationship this way. Uptight about holidays, social events, or cultural norms. This one, I hate every year when a girl gets upset or uptight about Christmas, because she has to put up some kind of image. Not something I'm into. Hates men and is a dark feminist. Why would I date a girl that hates my sex or hates me subconsciously? That's just asking for a lot of issues. Is a slave to her dark emotions, anger, stress, jealousy, or even fear. Anytime somebody is addicted to their emotions, it's gonna make me addicted to emotions too, because I dated a girl once who was very angry, and I found myself getting in road rage situations, and I'm very far from being an angry person. And it would just, anytime I'm around somebody, I start becoming like them. I cannot be around somebody who's addicted to the dark emotions, whatever they are. Let's see. Doesn't find me to be the best option for her. So this is the final point. Doesn't find me to be the best option for her and is settling. So if you're somebody that is, if you don't find me to be the best option and you're settling, when there's a guy out there that you were truly into, you should go date him. Or if you can't date him, he's not willing to date you seriously, then you need to level up. Don't settle for me and then tell me I'm amazing, because you're trying to love bomb me while there's some other guy out there that you truly want, where you're hoping that he hits you up in the DMs while I'm dating you. If I ever dated a girl like that in that situation, I would be out so fast, because there's one of two things going on. Either one, she has a bad gauge of value and she doesn't understand my value, or two, I need to level up myself and I become more awesome to the point where she's hoping that I text her back, as opposed to this other guy. If that's not the case, then I need to evolve, or I need to choose a different girl that has a better gauge of value. All right. Now, I hope this helped you guys out. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And what is something in a girl that you guys specifically want? What is something that you look for when you're trying to find a valuable woman that you have as a girlfriend, as somebody in particular that you find amazing and incredible? What's your 10 out of 10 girl? All right, leave it in the comment section below. And if you have any questions, let me know. With that being said.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how life goes. Until I met you, I always thought I would die alone. But now I know the feeling of heaven when both the eyes close, with your head on my chest, letting the time go. And since I met her, no, nothing has been the same. I picture perfect painting inside of a perfect frame. Wild child, got in some trouble back in the day, but I don't give a fuck about the reputation that you made. Yeah, keep it real, ride or die.